Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Sis Stop Sulkin podcast. I am your host, Miss Tasha Talks Life. This is a safe space for women that are willing to prioritize their health, their self-care, and their purpose, their dreams, all those things. Hey. Oh my goodness. Okay. First, I'm so excited to be here. It has been a couple of weeks that the Sis Stop Sulkin podcast was on hold. It was just so many. No, I'm not coming to make an excuse or anything like that, but there was just things that I was trying to do and things that wasn't happening, and I'm going to get into it all. But before we get into the episode, we want to start with a quote that's going to kind of give an overall perspective of what the topic or what the talk is about. And I have so much to talk about, so I'm still going to try to keep it short. There may be a part two, but okay. So the quote is, "It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end." So I'm going to repeat that. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end, unknown. And so ever since I've been on my health and wellness mindset, the personal development, professional development journey, it's been my intention to enjoy the journey, to acknowledge the journey. And my personality, I'm the type that is 5 steps ahead, always thinking about what's the next thing, or the big idea, the big picture. And I really feel like it's very important to be in the moment, to acknowledge small beginnings, to embrace the ebbs and flows, to just, I don't like to say go with the flow, but, intentionally be present and, just kind of growing, but also being present in what is happening in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the great, the exciting, the unseen, whatever. And so I wanted to talk about, so it's summertime, and summertime is not my favorite season, but it's my second. And a lot of things, a lot of firsts for me is happening in this season. One thing that I'm going to share today is I'm an associate director at a camp. And this is a new thing for me because I have not worked a summer in over 14 years. So, because my field, I'm in education and we have summers off for the most part. And so I haven't worked a summer in over 14 years. And so quick backstory, how that happened was a coworker of mine works for a camp for years. And she came into my room and she was telling me, first of all, my hair, I'm loving it, but I was on vacation. I just got back from vacation and it's still coming back, trying to get together. So, and between working out and the pool, my hair, the new growth is just out of control and the shrinkage is beyond real. So it's so much longer than it is, but it just, whatever. It's just doing what it does. And I'm just embracing her, whatever. But anyway, she came into my room and she was telling me how she was starting to prepare for camp and this and the third. And I was like, oh, I want to put my kids in camp. And last year they went to a camp. It was half day because I missed the registration. And it wasn't all of that because it was only half day. So by the time I got them there, got home and situated and doing what I had to do, I had to go pick them up, whatever. So she said, oh, you can send them to my camp. And so she tells me the cost of the camp. And I have 2 kids that will be attending. And I was like, yeah, that is okay. And she said, well, we're looking for an associate director, which is for easy understanding, like an assistant principal. And, we're looking for one. So, and I thought about it and I'm like, wow, I haven't worked a camp. I mean, I haven't worked a summer in 14 years. I was like, I don't know. And I kind of just started thinking about it and knowing all the things that comes with the camp experience for my children and the fact that they would be attending for free, and I would make money, and I would also save money, because over the summer, keeping them entertained and occupied is a lot of money in itself. So long story short, it was a no-brainer for me. And so I enrolled my kids in this camp. I applied for the job. I got the job. And now listen, school ended on the 26th. No, excuse me, the 23rd. Camp started on the 26th. And I was like, whoa, so there's not even a little break, whatever. So no, I jumped right into it. The first week I was super duper duper overwhelmed. I was like, wait a minute, I am attracting the soft, slow and steady life. And this is not that. And so the first week I was totally second guessing my decision. Not that I was going to quit, but I was just like, whoo, now we're halfway through. It's an 8-week camp, and we're more than halfway through. So I'm getting my groove, and I'm feeling good, and my kids absolutely love it. And, I don't do things for my kids in that meaning, like I'm not going to jeopardize like my peace. I'm not going to jeopardize, things like that, because with peace and, putting myself first, I am a better mom. But any move that I make is strategically based around my kids, if that makes sense. So it's for them, and they're happy, I'm happy. And so, yeah. So with that being said, the camp is all day. We don't get home sometimes till about 6:30. And I'm exhausted. I gotta cook and get situated, and this and third. I'm in the bed. I still go to the gym in the morning, 5:30. So I have to get in the bed early. So a lot of things, this camp has really threw my mojo, my groove, my consistency off with my business, with just my self-care in general. And I'm honest about it. I don't always have it together. I don't always, and this transition really like did that for me. And so today, that's why the quote was, it's good to have an end to the journey, an end to journey toward, but it's the journey that matters. So this is something that I can acknowledge that it's part of the journey. And the funny thing is, I had a moment at work at the camp of deja vu. And I believe that when you have deja vu, it's because God kind of gave you a view before you were born of your life, of what that's going to look like, right? And it's a view of the journey. It's a view of what's going to happen. So whenever you have deja vu, you saw your whole life, but you just don't remember it. So these little pockets is like, oh, this seems familiar, or, because you saw it already, God showed it to you. And so I told my coworker, like, I'm having deja vu right now. And he took it to a whole other level. He said, that means that you are on the right path for your destiny. You are on the right path for what the plan is for your life. And I embraced that so much, and I accepted it, and I welcomed it so hard, because things that I don't like again, working the camp was something I never thought about doing, and it wasn't even something that I sought after. It kind of came to me, and in listening to my body and taking a moment to weigh it out and to think about it and to see, and whatever, I ended up taking it. And I totally, and I've been praying to God since 2020 for divine alignment, to my greater assignment, and for divine interference. And when I tell you the things that has been happening for me good, and the things that have been happening for me bad, the things that has been being removed from my life that I thought that I could never do without, or could not see myself without, or it's like crazy, and it's scary, and it hurts at times, and it's exciting, and it feels good at times. And that's why it's important to just embrace the journey. That's why it's important to just be in the moment. And thank God for all that is and all that is to come. And I'm just so passionate right now because life is lifing, right? On both aspects. And I'm just here for it. God, if it's you, bid me to come, whatever it is that you need from me, whatever, allow me to, to embrace the storm, allow me to brace myself for whatever's happening. And some things are hard to let go, and some things are hard to accept it for what it is. And then there's things that you're like relieved by the release, if you will. So yeah, so camp, like, I can't say. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to continue to do. I have no idea, because I literally am allowing God to order my steps. I'm allowing God, I'm sitting with understanding. And the thing is this: when you don't know what to do, you do nothing. When you're unsure of the next best step, you don't move. You don't confide in your friends. You don't ask around, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Because it just makes you more confused. When you don't know what to do, you do nothing. Because you do nothing, meaning you don't make a move. I'm the type of person that I'm very spontaneous. Not spontaneous meaning like I like instant gratification. If I make a choice, I want to do it now. If I ask you for something, I need you to do it now. If I want to talk, I need to talk right now. And I have to understand that everybody doesn't operate like that. And number two, my speediness or my need for a solution right now sometimes is not the best. And I'm still learning that. And even when I'm like in a disagreement with my partner or a friend or whatever, I'm quick with it. And it's like, sometimes I take a moment to really think, like, is that the right thing to say? Is that the right way to act? Is that the right thing? And a lot of times it's not. And I'm honest about that. And sometimes it feels good, and then sometimes it does not feel good. And one thing I know for sure, you cannot take back things that you say or do, right? You can't take it back. You can apologize for it and be genuine and mean it, but you can't take it back. So I don't know. I'm just going on a little tangent, but I want you to really, like, I hope you're really hearing me in this process, or in this thought of the journey, and embracing the journey, and acknowledging and welcoming the good with the bad, and understanding where your help comes from. So, okay, enough with the camp life, but I also went to Vegas with some friends, and we went to see Usher. And the show was amazing. And I am going to do a whole episode. This is just going to be too long, and I don't want it to be that long. I want to do a whole episode on my tips and tricks and lessons that I learned on my trip to Vegas, because there was so many. So that's going to be a whole nother episode. But Usher was phenomenal. It wasn't a concert, it was like a full show. He turned it out. I felt like the 90s, 2000s again. Like, it was just amazing. The vibe, the energy, the people, like, I mean, the type of environment it was. I went with women, they were married, I'm married, and it was so it's either like girls trip or couples. I doubt that there was any single men there or whatever, but it was a girls trip or couples trip, and it was so good. Everybody looks so nice. Usher did his thing. I was a little too far up to be chosen to be serenaded. Is that what it is? Or sung to? But listen, Kiki, I am not mad at you. You look good. Okay, your man, I don't know what's his deal, but you look good. I don't think it was tasteless. I know some people disagree with me. I had a couple conversations. I don't care. But the concert was amazing, and he did his thing. I was very happy about that. But in this moment of camp, starting the day after school, not feeling so overwhelmed or so consumed by that I slacked in my business. I slacked in showing up for myself, and I slacked in doing the things that I do for myself, and then taking a trip on top of it. I felt guilty. I felt bad. I felt like a procrastinator. I felt unproductive. Well, when I was in Vegas, I was in Vegas. I was in the moment. And I did feel bad afterwards coming home. And I had to tell myself, like, give yourself grace, right? Give yourself grace you are a hard worker. It's okay to have moments where you're refueling or you're unplugged from real life and from everything. And that's what I did. And I had to really give myself that moment to be like, yo, it's okay. You know, all work and no play is not good, and always hustling to get to the next thing, is also not good. So I had to tell myself, like, it's okay. Pick up, don't get so far back that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't get so far back that you totally lose out on your goals and your visions and your dreams and the things that are, for you. But it's okay to take a moment, to take a breather. And so that's what I did. And I'm working on the guilt. Yeah. And while I was in Vegas, I got my nose pierced. That's the second time. I had my nose pierced like way before it was like a thing. I know a lot of people have their nose pierced now, but back, I don't even know, maybe over 10 years ago, I got my nose pierced, and it was further back. And I think it was done with a gun, and it was further back, and it wasn't healing properly. And I also didn't let it stay in as long as it should have, apparently. And so I took it out, and I've wanted it for years, and I never did it. And then my sister-in-law, we were in Vegas, and I mentioned it, and she's like, I'm gonna get mine done too, because she had hers pierced one time or another. And so we got it done. And I actually like it. I'm like, okay. And I flare my nose, and it doesn't hurt. It's like a little, my last one had a straight stem. And so sometimes, I don't know, I guess with the swelling and the gun or whatever, it was sinking in, and then I had to turn it, and I was given the wrong advice. This guy said that he just put it through with the needle, and then it's like a piece and a hook like this. It's pretty like long, not long, but like not like this long, but it's a longer hook, so it doesn't sink in, and you could kind of see it a little bit when my nose like this. But I have to keep that in for 3 months, and then I'm gonna go to the hoop. That's what I want to hoop. But isn't it cute? If you like it, you can tell me in the comments. If you don't, you can tell me in the comments, because I like it. So it really doesn't matter what you think, but I would like to hear it anyway. So yeah, so before I end this episode, I just want to give you some mindset declarations for dealing with guilt, self-guilt, shame. So here it goes. I am letting go of my shame. I am fully present today. I can heal and forgive myself for my shortcomings. I'm a better person today than I was yesterday. So write that down, add that to your declarations, your affirmations, repeat that to yourself, look in the mirror. Like, I literally have my affirmations on my phone. I don't know if you can see that. And it's just a reminder. It helps me whenever I'm in a moment of, I know I've been saying I always say I don't subscribe to anxiety. I don't subscribe, but it is what it is. I have periodic, not frequent, but periodic panic attacks, but I'm learning how to deal with them. I'm learning how to identify them and the ways to get myself to prevent them. But yeah, so I keep that on there when I'm doing my breathing, when I'm, in my meditation state, when I'm praying. So whatever it is that you need, you have to make sure that you make it easy access for yourself. So put it on my phone, writing it in my journal. I carry my journal around with me whenever I'm feeling in a moment of high anxiety or high emotion. I'm writing down, I know what my triggers are. I'm writing down my thoughts and my feelings. So I just want to encourage you to do that. If you want to book a call with me to chat, to talk about your goals, to talk about some mindset work, anything that, I can help you. I do a fast-paced 30-minute call where we identify certain things with you, your goals, your dreams, your roadblocks, anything that's stopping you. On this call, it's a $20 call. Only $20 is because I only charge $20 because it's a commitment. I find that when you don't charge, people make an appointment and they don't show up. It's $20 just to show that you're committed. I'm not going to get rich, but it's for me to help you to identify the next best step, the next best step for your journey for you, right? So you can go over to tashaowens.com. And there's a bunch of links there. There's some free stuff there. Subscribe, like, share the podcast. There's ways to join the community. I do have a community, a Better Health Mom community, a Sis Stop Sulkin community. Share this podcast. Leave a comment. If this is on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know if you're enjoying it. This is like a thing for me. I love talking to you. I love connecting with you. If there is something specific that you want to talk about, if there's something specific that you want to learn about, something specific that you don't know, let me know in the comments. If you're listening on audio, you can also leave a message. You can let me know there also. And there are going to be guests. I'm actually going into a studio very soon. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm right now shopping around for the best studio that works for me, my time, and what I'm trying to do. So I want you to be well, be blessed, and remember that your past, whatever happened to you in the past, does not dictate your better future. Till next time, sis, I love you and be well. Hello. If you enjoyed this episode, there are more episodes just like this, all things women empowerment, all things mindset, health, wellness, goals, just things that women like you, like me, deal with on a regular basis. There are also guest interviews. So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like it and subscribe, but also scroll on down and check out some more episodes just like this one. Till next time, see you soon.